Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Gonzalez, I'm the judge of the Robstown Municipal Court. Today's date is July 28th, 2021, and we are on the record. This Zoom stream is also being streamed live on YouTube. I want to thank y'all for being here this morning. A lot more people were summoned to be here today. They didn't show up, but you folks did, and I want you to know that I appreciate that. Like I said, these proceedings are being conducted via Zoom. So I ask that you have your phone on mute until it's your turn, until I call your case, that way to avoid any background noise. Today's proceedings consist of arraignments, or what we call initial appearances. That means you're gonna appear for the first time to answer to your violation. We also have some show cause cases on the docket. That means you've already been to court, or you've already entered a plea of guilty or no contest, and a fine or other type of punishment has been assessed, and you're now here to answer to the court why you haven't completed what you were asked to do. So the way this is going to work today, when I call your case, I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in. After I swear you in, I'm going to let you know what you're being charged with. I'm then going to ask you, how do you plead? You have three choices. You can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. A plea of guilty and a plea of no contest are essentially the same thing, in that I'm going to find you guilty. The only difference is that when you plead no contest, you're essentially telling the court that you're not admitting that you did what you're being accused of. You're just not contesting it. This comes into play, say, for instance, in a civil proceeding, where you may be sued because of a car wreck, and they want to bring in your plea of your plea in municipal court to show that you were liable. Well, if you plead no contest, they cannot bring that plea into court. Okay, so that's one of the differences. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we will go on to the punishment portion of the case. At that point in the case, if there's anything you want to let me know about your case, that is the time to do it. I cannot hear any facts about your case only two times: when you've already pled guilty or no contest, or at the trial of the matter. Anytime before those two instances, I'm not allowed by law to listen to the facts of your case. Okay. At punishment, there's a number of things I can do. I can find you guilty and just convict you, and you have a straight up conviction, right? That'll affect your insurance rates more than likely. I can place you on what's called deferred disposition. That's a type of probation where you don't report to a probation officer, but if you do what I ask you to do and you pay what I ask you to pay in the time that I ask you to do it in, the case will get dismissed. Or if I feel you qualify, there's something called the driving safety course program. Now, if you qualify, this is something that if you ask for it within a certain amount of time, you get it automatically. If it's not within that amount of time, I have the discretion to offer it. But that's basically, you do a driving safety course online or in person. You bring me a copy of your driving record from DPS, a copy of their certificate, and proof of insurance, and the case gets dismissed after 90 days. Okay. There's a fine that's associated, or a court cost that's associated with that. I think it's like $249. I have to ask my clerk. Whatever the amount is, it has to be paid today, or in most instances tomorrow. I'll give you a day to get here. That is not something that can be placed on a 30-day payment or anything like that. It has to be paid right away. Okay. Other things I need to let you know: there are consequences beyond this courtroom for certain cases. For instance, if you had no insurance and you get convicted of that violation, you could have surcharges from the state of Texas, and I don't have any control over that. There's other violations that have those same consequences. If you have a question whether your violation is one of those, I strongly suggest you consult an attorney. If you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest and a conviction could affect your status in the United States. If you find yourself in that situation, I suggest you consult an attorney. There are alternative means to payment. If I order fine and court costs and you're unable to meet that financial obligation in the time that I ask you to do it, you can request from the court an application. I will then set the case for hearing where I will review your application. And if I find that in fact you are indigent under the statute, I can place you on an extended payment plan beyond 30 days. I can order community service, or I can do a combination of those things. But the important thing to know is that there are other ways to meet your obligation if you find yourself where you cannot pay. Okay. So before I start calling the cases, is there any questions from anyone? Okay. So I don't know, because y'all's screens, they don't have names. Some of them just say phone or whatever. So I'm just going to go in the order that I have my cases here. And if I call your case, if you can just please let me know that you're here, okay? Court cause number 210-700-1512, State of Texas versus Emerald Guerrero. Emerald Guerrero. Okay, you need to unmute your phone, Emerald.
Oh, okay.
Emerald, Emerald, I can't hear you. We're getting a little, we're having some type of connection problem, Emerald.
Hello?
Okay, I can hear you
Hear
now.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
But there's kind of a lag time, Emerald. How old are you, Emerald?
20.
Okay. All right, Emerald. You are charged with the offense of assault, family violence,
That's
alleged
correct.
to have occurred on or about June 5th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Before I go any further, Emerald, there are some admonishments that I have to read to you regarding family violence. And if you'll give me a second, I will get those up. Emerald, this is the admonishment. If you are convicted of a misdemeanor offense involving family violence, where you are or were a spouse, intimate partner, parent, or guardian of the victim, or are or were involved in another similar relationship with the victim, it may be unlawful for you to possess or purchase a firearm, including a handgun, long gun, or ammunition pursuant to federal law under 18 USC section 922 G9 or section 46.04B of the Texas Penal Code. If you have any questions whether these laws make it illegal for you to possess or purchase a firearm, you should consult an attorney. Okay, Emerald. So that being said, as to the charge of assault family violence alleged to have occurred on June 5th, 2021 against a Matthew Lopez
Yes.
in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
The court will accept your plea of no contest. Who's this guy, Emerald?
He's my kid's dad. So what happened was, he threw me out, and then before I left, we were together for like 7 years, and we have kids together. So obviously, like, we had bills together and stuff like that. So he had said he was going to help me pay some of the stuff. So 2 days later, after I left, I went to his house, and like I found out he was cheating on me the whole time. And then that's whenever all this happened.
Are you still in contact with him?
Not at all, only for the kids. That's it.
Okay, so you're not around him.
At all.
Okay, all right. Okay, Emerald, I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred disposition. That means that if you do what I ask you to do, pay what I ask you to pay, the case will get dismissed, okay?
Okay.
Emerald, the fine normally in this case is $215, okay? I'm going to
Okay.
reduce that fine to $100, okay?
Okay, and by when do I have to pay that? Because
Hold on. Let me get through the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
You're going to have cost of $81, so it's going to be a total of $181.
Okay.
You also going to have to do a 4-hour anger management course.
Okay.
Do that online, Emerald. All you got to do is Google Texas anger management course. There's a bunch of them. Just make sure you pick one where you can get a certificate.
Okay.
Now, as far as the fine and cost, that's going to be due at the end of the 90-day period.
Okay, that's the only reason I was asking is because I think I have COVID. I'm actually gonna go get tested right now.
Okay, well, I hope that comes back negative, but you're going to have 90 days to get this paid, okay?
And where can I pay it at?
At the court in, do you live in Robstown?
Yes.
Okay, we're at City Hall. You can come to the court. Don't come over here now, right? Because I do have paperwork you need to sign off on, but we'll get it to you somehow. I don't want you to have to come out into the public, okay?
Okay.
But do this. Make sure you call the court once we get off of this hearing. Call the court, and they're going to give you some instructions, okay?
Okay.
All right, Emerald. Just stay away from Matthew, and I think everything should be good, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Court calls number 210-700-1511, State of Texas versus Danny Guerrero. Danny Guerrero. Calls number 210-700-1514, State of Texas versus Ruben Peña. Ruben Peña. Court calls number 210-700-1513, State of Texas versus Anselmo Reina. Anselmo Reina. Court calls number 210-700-1575, State of Texas versus Sandra Jasmine Garcia Gonzalez. Sandra Jasmine Garcia Gonzalez. Court calls number 210-700-1585, 210-700-1586, State of Texas versus Laura Rivas. Laura.
I'm right here.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, Ms. Rivas. Can you please raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Rivas, you are charged with 2 violations. The first being disregarding a stop sign, and the second being failing to display financial responsibility. Both are alleged to have occurred on July 14th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of these charges?
Yes, sir.
You understand them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're gonna go one by one. As to the charge of disregarding a stop sign on or about July 14, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
And as to the charge of failing to display financial responsibility, alleged
No
to have occurred
contest.
on July 14, 2021 in Roxanne,
No,
Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
no contest.
The court will accept your plea of no contest on both charges. What's the situation with your insurance, Ms.
I
Rivas?
have I have insurance. It's liability insurance.
Okay,
I ended up I got it that same day
okay, you
because
got it after you got the ticket?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, that's good, but unfortunately, that's not one of the charges where
Mhm.
I'm at liberty to dismiss it after you rectify the situation, but it's good that you got insurance. So on the disregarding the stop sign, it's gonna be 90 days deferred disposition. Same thing with the failure to display. On the disregarding a stop sign, it's gonna be a fine of $168, costs of $134, for a total of $302. On the fail to display financial responsibility, that fine is normally $265, Ms. Rivas. I'm gonna lower it to $165, okay? I'm gonna take off $100
Okay.
and costs of $81. Can you pay any of this by tomorrow, Ms. Rivas?
Honestly, I can't. I'm a single grandma raising my grandson that I got custody of. And I
Okay.
had just recently gotten kicked out. Like my ex-boyfriend had kicked me out, so I had to start all over from scratch.
Okay.
So I'm barely trying to get back on my feet.
Well, let me tell you what, I'm gonna put 90 days, right? Because you're on
Mhm.
probation for 90 days. I'm gonna give you to the end of the 90-day period to pay that.
Okay.
If for whatever reason you find yourself where, you haven't paid it all or you haven't paid any of it, there's that application I was telling you about, okay? You ask the clerks for that application, then we can do something different.
Okay.
So when we get off the phone here, I need you either today or tomorrow, if you can come by the court, because there's
Okay.
paperwork you need to sign off on. And
Okay.
then you can actually pick up the application if you want to have it already, okay?
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss you, okay? You know what, Ms.
Yep.
Rivas, can I have a phone number for you?
It's 361
Okay,
244 9389.
okay, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss you.
Okay. Thank you.
Court calls number 210-700-1478, State of Texas versus David Soto.
Yes, sir.
Soto, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You are David Soto?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Soto, how old are you?
17.
Okay. Mr. Soto, you are charged with the offense of driving a vehicle without a driver's license, alleged to have occurred on June 30th, 2021 in Roxanne, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand it?
Yes, sir.
As to the charge of driving a vehicle without a driver's license on or about June 30th, 2021 in Roxanne, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plea?
Guilty.
The court will accept your plea of guilty. What's the situation with your driver's license?
I was gonna take driver's ed class, but I didn't have the money at the time to do it. But I need to ask you something about the driver's ed. Would it lower down if I take the class? Like, would it lower down the price?
Well, it
Or
really doesn't have anything to do with that. I mean, you can ask me for a lower fine and court costs if that's the route that I go. You have to understand this: you can't be driving a vehicle without a license. Okay, So until you go get your license I mean, that should be your motivation, not to lower the fine and cost. It's so you can drive. And I can tell you this, this is a small town, and these officers, once they give you a ticket for no driver's license, they know who you are. Okay. So chances are you'll get another one if they see you driving again. So you definitely need to do that. Okay. I'm going to place you on 90 days deferred. It's going to be a fine. Instead of $125, it's going to be $100. Cost of $81 for a total of $181. When can you pay this, Mr. Soto?
By the day.
Okay. If you come by the courthouse, so you can sign off on the paperwork and you get that paid, and just make sure you get your license, okay?
Okay.
Can I have a phone number for you, Mr. Soto?
361-462-9003.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Soto. Okay. Ms. Rosales, I'm gonna take you last because you have a juvenile with you, and I have to do those when there's nobody present. Okay. Ma'am, can I have your name? Is it Laura?
Nati Delis. Lara.
Nadelis. Okay, I got it right here. Nadelis, Lara. Okay. Court calls
You
number
can say Nati.
7001580, State of Texas versus Nadelis Lara Vega.
Yes, sir.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Ms. Vega, you are charged with the offense of, or Ms. Lara Vega, you are charged with the offense of improper turn when turning left, alleged to have occurred on or about July 14, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes.
You understand it?
Yes.
As to the charge of making an improper turn on or about July 14, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. As to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
The court will accept your plea of no contest. Ms. Vega, have you done a driving safety course
I have in the past.
in the past year?
No.
It's been more than a year?
Yes, sir.
Is that something you might be interested in?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, it's a 90-day probation. Don't get in trouble for 90 days. Do the driving safety course. You can do it online or in person. You bring me a copy of the certificate, proof that you had insurance during the 90-day period, and a certified copy of your driving record from the DPS, and the case gets dismissed, okay?
Yes, sir.
The cost is, like I said, let me get you the exact cost, okay? Hold on real quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was off by $100. It's $144, okay?
Okay.
Which is a lot cheaper than $259, okay?
Yes, sir.
But the only thing is that 144 has to be paid normally today, but because we're on Zoom, by tomorrow. Can you do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, then I'm gonna place you on the 90-day driving safety course program. And if you can just make sure you're at the court by tomorrow,
Okay.
we'll get you situated, okay? Let me have a phone number for you, please.
It's 361-739-5898.
5898?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Rosales?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I see like another phone on there that says.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was which one was gonna take. So if I turn off my phone, will this one still stay on?
It should. You don't have to. I just want to make sure that that's you and not somebody else.
Yeah, it's us.
Okay. All right. That's fine. It doesn't matter if you stay with both phones. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Court calls cause number 210-700-1540. State of Texas versus Elias Rivera. Can you both please raise your right hands? Do y'all swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all can put your hands down. Mr. Rivera, Miss Rosales, you've already signed the child obligation form, is that correct?
Yes.
And that's your signature on this document?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Rivera, you are being charged with the offense of violating curfew alleged to have occurred on or about July 12th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas. Are you aware of that charge?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you're going to have three choices. When I ask you how do you plead, you can plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest, okay? So as to the charge of violating curfew on or about July 12th, 2021 in Robstown, Nueces County, Texas, as to that charge, how do you plead?
No contest.
Okay. The court is going to accept your plea of no contest. Okay, Mr. Rivera. So you were out at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you knew at the time, but we do have a curfew. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
What grade are you in?
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade? You're going to be in eighth grade or you just finished eighth grade?
I'm going to eighth grade.
You're going to eighth grade. Okay. Well,
This is his first
One
time in
more-
trouble. Officer Champion said he was gonna be available for this court date. In regards to everything that we're going through, my grandma passed away. My mom had a nervous breakdown. Our car got repoed. I'm not working. He said that he would be available on this court date so Elias can do community service at the police station versus us try to come up with any kind of money.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. That way I can ease your mind right now, Ms. Rosales, because there was another young man that was involved that also was cited for curfew. I believe he was with your son at the time. And I'm going to treat your son the way I treated him, okay? I don't believe that mom or anyone else responsible for the child should pay for the child's mistake, right? I don't think you or the other, which it was a grandma, knew that they were out there at that time walking around, okay? And I know kids make mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
But know this, Elias, nothing good happens after midnight on the streets, okay? I mean, I know it's summer and I know, hey, you know, we don't have school and that's okay, you know, but stay at your house. Do not be walking those streets, okay?
Yes, sir.
You know, I've been there where you're at, and I've done that. I don't think we had curfews back then. We probably should have, okay? But I know that, you know, you hadn't had this type of violation before, and I believe everybody deserves second chances. So I'm going to do what I did for the other individual involved in this. The fine normally would be $110. I'm not going to do a fine in this case, okay? The costs are $81. I have to assess the cost of $81, but I'm going to waive those costs because you're a juvenile, okay? So what you normally would have had to have paid of $191, you don't have to pay that, okay? And I'm not gonna make you do community service because at your age, I just don't think I want you with COVID out there and whatnot, doing that kind of stuff. But you are gonna have to do something for me, okay? Because there's consequences for everything you do. I want a one-page report from you, telling me the importance of staying in school and telling me what you want to do with your future, okay? Because you're going to be 18 soon, right? It'll come in a flash, and you need to start thinking about what you want to do for the rest of your life, okay? And you're at a crossroads right now, Elias, right? You're at a crossroads where you can easily go down the wrong road or go down the right road, okay? And no matter how much your mom tells you or anybody else tells you, ultimately it's your decision. You've got to make that choice, And it's like I told the other young man that was before me today, that was with you that night. I grew up a street away from where you guys were walking, and I came to those same crossroads. I was definitely down the wrong path when I was in the 8th grade. And when I went to high school, it was like, okay, do I go hang out with my friends that are studying, doing sports, doing positive things, or do I go hang out with my friends that are smoking weed, staying out till all hours of the night, doing things that you shouldn't do, okay? And I think I made the right choice, Elias, so we're from Robstown, and people, a lot of people talk a lot of mess about Robstown, but we're good people here, okay? Our kids are good kids. You're one of them, okay? So you are at a point in your life where you can do something positive, all right? So I want that essay by next week, okay?
Okay.
Today's Wednesday. I want it by next Wednesday. You got 1 week. And it's like I told the other young man, a lot of times, there are things that you may want to talk to somebody about, but you don't want to talk to mom. I'm here every Monday in the morning, every Friday in the morning, and I'm here all day on Wednesdays. And I've got an office, and normally I'm just here, doing paperwork. Come see me if you have questions about anything, okay? I mean, I'm not a police officer, although, police officers are, there's something that we should look up to. Those guys are there for us, okay? They're good guys. And I know it's hard. I grew up where the culture was, we didn't trust police, and we were told police were the bad guys, and they're not. They're the good guys, okay? They're there to protect us. They're there to help us. So when you see a police car, it should be like, okay, there goes one of the good guys, okay? Because they are. When I'm not a judge, I'm a lawyer, and I defend criminals. But I know that the police officers are there for us, and they put their lives on the line every day for us, okay? So Elias, like I told the other young man, anytime if you want to talk or talk about what you may want to do in the future or whatever, I'm pretty good at history and English. You had trouble with that, come see me. If it's math, well, I'm not your guy, okay?
I let
So you
Elias
have
know
1 week,
that.
Elias, to get me that essay. Your mom's not going to have to pay anything because, like I said, it wasn't her mistake, it was yours.
Thank you, Judge. And
Okay.
Elias knows that education is a big deal in our family. I graduated from Texas A&M with my bachelor's in criminal justice, and then the COVID hit. So I'm just trying to get my foot in the door somewhere. I'm always going to Nueces County, the website, and putting in my applications, whether it be under a judge, but it's always at 901 Leopard. And by the grace of God, I've landed a few interviews, but they repoed our car, like I said, and I mean, we're going through a lot of hardship. So I said, well, God has a plan, because if I would have had a job already, I probably would have been fired because I wouldn't have a way to get there.
Well, I mean, I commend you. I mean, getting that degree is a great accomplishment, and that's
Thank you,
something
I
your son
appreciate
can
it.
definitely look up to. I know that we're going to be hiring a court clerk, hopefully like in October.
Oh, wow.
There should be something going out, you know, where we're looking for a clerk. You know, it may not be what you're looking for at this time, but it's in town.
Uh-huh.
It's something you may want to look out for. Like I said, what I'm told is that in October, they should be posting for that job.
Would it be on the Nueces County website?
Now, it'll be on the Robstown, on
Oh.
the City of Robstown website.
Okay,
And I'm not sure if it's on the workforce website. It may be.
okay.
But all right, Elias, I'm going to go and let you go. You need to come by the office by tomorrow, so you can sign off on the plea paperwork,
Okay.
and just you know, work on that essay. And like I said, you have any questions, you come talk to me, okay?
What time tomorrow, Judge, should we be there?
Anytime anytime between 9 and 5 o'clock. We're not.
Okay.
Is there anybody here at lunchtime?
Well, we'll walk early in the morning because it gets hot later. We'll walk.
Okay, you can come in the morning.
Okay,
All righty. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss y'all. Thank you.
thank you. Have a good one. God bless you, Judge.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The time is 10:44, and we are off the record. I need to get off the